Yes. All right, we have USF coach Jose Fernandez, junior Elisa Pinzan, and sophomore Elena Tsineke. And we will open it up to the coach's statement first. We have a couple in our room. If anybody joins in on the Zoom, we will have them raise their hands once they jump in. So, Coach, if you want to open it up.
Well, anytime you play in these tournaments, I want to give a lot of credit to Memphis. I think they've had a very good basketball year. If you look at our conference, we've had the three coaches that are new to this league all won their first round games. So I think Katrina's done a wonderful job with that group. For those first three quarters, I thought they were just getting downhill on us. We weren't providing help on the backside with a dribble drive. They were just going, once we started to get to the elbow and we took a couple of charges and they turned it over a couple of times. But I told our guys, we've been in a lot of close games and we've played a very, very tough schedule, one of the best in the country. So we've been in moments where a baseline out of bounds or a sideline out of bounds, or you got to get stops, or it's a tie game. We've been in a lot of games where we've had a lot of meaningful possessions. And I think, here at the end of the year, that's really helped us in close games. And especially here, tied up at half and then tied up going into the fourth quarter. Now, at the same time, you got to have some players make really good shot, big baskets. I thought Elena was really, really good in the open floor, finishing around the rim. When E made those 3 free throws when she got fouled, and then on a ball reversal, she was open for 3. She knocked it down. So games like this, of course, you got to have some players make plays and step up. Sydney Harvey right out of the gate. She hadn't been shooting the ball. She hits 2 big threes and then a follow where she got fouled. So you saw a lot of good things, but I'm proud of this group. The one thing, our programs have been very, very consistent. We've been in this league for 9 years. We played for our championship 5, and now the other 4, we've been, in the semis. So wherever we play tomorrow is going to be a really good game. I think Tulane's fighting to get into the NCAA tournament, and Houston, we've been very successful twice against them this year, but we're going to get both of their best punch to get ready.
All right, for those in the room, if you want to raise your hand, we'll bring a microphone over to you for anybody that has questions.
Elena, you scored 18 in the second half, 10 of them in the fourth quarter. You were taken out midway through the third quarter and then came out really aggressive, scoring 3 straight baskets. What was kind of your mentality there down the stretch of the game?
My mentality was like, I was just trying to forget what happened in the first halftime. I got upset on myself that I had 2 stupid fouls. So I said, there's a lot more time to go and the team needs me. So I just wanted to be good for my team.
And kind of what was working for you? You made a couple layups that were pretty acrobatic, pretty impressive. Kind of what was working for you down there on that end?
I was just feeling very confident in myself. That my teammates helped me a lot. They hyped me up. So when they hyped me up, I just keep going.
And Coach, Elisa, in the second quarter, you guys are down 10, but knocks out a couple big threes, get to steal in a layup to tie it up at half. How big was that sequence there?
Elena was on the bench with 2 fouls, so was Betty, right? We had, I believe Pinzan was the only starter in the game at the end of the half. And we just needed to get to halftime to regroup, make adjustments and talk and figure some things out. But you don't get to halftime if she doesn't make that 3 and then makes that layup, because it ended on, I believe, a 5-0 run, right?
And Coach, you had a pretty deep rotation in the first half. 10 players played, foul trouble, stuff like that. But then in the second half, it was much tighter. You stuck with, starting 5 from last year. Kind of, what was the reasoning behind that in the second half?
they played in a lot of big games. So, and that's, that five knows, you lose a little bit of offense in there with Dulce on the bench, but I thought Shea really protected the rim and did a good job defensively. But these guys, those four, with Betty and the three perimeter guys, they have a lot of experience. They played in a lot of meaningful games. So that's why we did it.
And Coach Maria was out there warming up pre-game. Is that a sign that she may be healthy at some point during the tournament, or?
It's right now, it's day to day with Maria. She suffered a really bad injury in the Houston game. So it's great that she's on the trip with us, and we'll see.
All right, one more question back, right?
Hi, Elena. Congratulations, team, on that win. Energy and timely scoring was mainly from the two of the players right here. Coach, do you think that set the tempo for the entire team through the fourth quarter? Because that's when you took those big leads.
Oh, I mean, you don't win the amount of games we've won if you don't have really good basketball players. Very fortunate that we do. I thought the way that Pinzan's been playing the last 2 weeks, she's back to herself, and it's really good, because when she leads out there and gets us in stuff that we need to get into, we're a much better basketball team. I think Kel's one of the best wings, not only in our league but in the country, because she's got tremendous work ethic. She's really good.
And following up on that, what are your comments on your second chance points tonight? Because they're significantly big for you when compared to Memphis.
Well, second chance, I thought we got some key offensive rebounds from our perimeter guys in there, but with Dulce and Shea and Betty, those guys, we've always hung our hat on defending and rebounding. We'll get ready for tomorrow. Get back to the hotel, get some rest, and get ready for either Houston or Tulane.
We had two join in on our Zoom. If you were wanting to ask a question, if you could just raise your hand and we'll call upon you. Give it just a second. All right, doesn't look like it. All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
she's just really good. And at some point, that ball's gonna go in a little bit.
And then Coach Fernandez went with a bit more, in the first half, it was a deeper rotation. The second half, he kind of stuck with, that veteran group, savvy group, kind of. What did you see in that transition from, the first half to the second half?
Well, again, I think he's a really good coach. I think that he used that first half to kind of hold us still a little bit, and we were rotating our same kids in. And so he brought in his first 5, top 6 or 7 rested. And so they really got after it in the second half. And I do think that fatigue played a little bit of a factor in the pace of the game and the way that we were able to keep up as the game went on.
Those of you on the Zoom call, if you had a question, if you want to raise your hand and we'll be able to call upon you. We see that there's a little audio. We got it fixed for you though. Dan or Jean, if y'all had a question. All right, back right of the room.
Well, the third quarter was nerve-wracking and the fourth quarter started off pretty well. And the last few minutes, they got some big shots and from perimeter especially. So what were your team thinking on the defensive side? And what do you think was the big hit there at that point?
Well, again, I think that we had a couple of turnovers. And I think that played a factor in them getting some easy buckets. And like I said before, when you have a good team with good players and that ball starts to go in the basket a little bit and their confidence starts to grow, it becomes a little tougher to defend them. And to me, that's about the extent of it, because I do feel like we did a good job, over the course of the game, following the plan, the way we guarded all the screens and that sort of thing. And, they're good. They're good. And I think that we played very well. And I think that we're a good team also. And so that's why I was able to be a lot of fun for 3 quarters.
Coach, I'll ask you if you reflect on your first year here in Memphis, and also the 3 new coaches in this conference all won their tournament, at least one game in this tournament so far. What does that say, I guess, about the future of your program, and then in the bigger picture of the bigger picture of the conference?
Well, I think everyone's just doing their best to take steps forward, and a lot of the time you can look back and you've got players that, that are trying to fight for some respect. And I think that was the most important factor for our team when we were picked 11th. And this team was very disappointed in that. All conference awards roll out. We have nobody, on that team, where Imani Jefferson is one of the best defenders in the league, as well as Tyler Frierson having a presence. And then right here to my left is undoubtedly one of the top 15 players in the league. And so I think that was part of our motivation. But we try to keep it as pure as possible and just wake up every day and work as hard as we can. And I would imagine that's the same thing that the other coaches do that took over programs, is that we're just waking up every day, trying to be good people, working really hard and making some kind of stamp and impacting these young people's lives.
All right, any other questions? All right, thank you.